Welcome back. In a flurry of activity, the Florida legislature wrapped up its session Friday, cramming through a long list of bills that had died but were resurrected at the last moment. One of those bills is a measure to ban transgender athletes from competing in high school and college sports. Now, this has never been a problem in Florida. There have been just 11 instances in 6 years of trans athletes in sports. Yet it polls well and strikes a chord with conservative voters looking for so-called culture war issues. And so it became a priority for Governor Ron DeSantis, who is looking ahead to a 2024 presidential run. Critics argue this bill is intentionally cruel and seeks to stigmatize and demonize a group of vulnerable kids for political purposes. During the Senate debate last week, State Senator Victor Torres, a Democrat from Orlando, brought his colleagues to tears as he spoke about the bill.
I'm a grandfather to a transgender granddaughter. Me llama abuelo, which means grandfather, so if you don't know. With such love and such cariño and sweet kid. And these are the things that I look at as she's growing up. But I'm going to read with my daughter, Amy. And most of you know Amy Mercado. This bill came up last session when my daughter was a representative over there. And she fought tooth and nail to kill this. Because I know what my daughter went through for her daughter. These are children. These are children. They grow up with us. We see them grow up. We see them develop. And they're smart, and they do things. We don't need this. Pero coño, we don't need to destroy the lives of those children and their futures. If they want to play athlete, let them play. There's nothing to stop them. They're in our armed forces right now. I'm a veteran. They're all over. They have developed. They are part of society. I ask you, please, please kill this. We don't need this. We thought it was dead, but obviously some don't care. Some don't care, and we have to care because you know what? In life, you don't know what's going to develop in your own family, and then you're going to realize the hardships, the consequences that families go through, like my daughter and my son-in-law have gone through for my granddaughter, and we love her so dearly. She's a beautiful child. I ask you, all of you, stand with me. Kill this bill. Thank you, Mr. President.
Despite that impassioned plea, Republicans passed the bill, and the governor said he was eager to sign it into law. On Thursday evening, while the Senate was in a short recess, I was able to interview State Senators Lauren Book and Jason Pizzo on the floor of the Senate about this mad dash to the end.
Well, right now we're in recess. We're waiting for some bills to come back over from the House. We have about 15 more minutes, so we're going to be back in session. We just sent the voting bill back across the hall where they're working on some of our House colleagues are working on trying to get some amendments back on that bill, and then it'll be coming back over this way. It's been a really long day and a really long week, but we're still fighting.
But this is the crazy period where bills that we thought were dead suddenly come back to life like zombies. You know, we saw that with the transgender bill. We saw that with the Key West bill. Let's talk about the transgender bill for a second. It was a very emotional day yesterday. Lauren, talk to me about that for a second.
Yesterday was a really long and painful day. You know, when we think that we had a victory in having that transgender bill die, and then it coming back in House messages was really, really difficult. It was hard on everybody really in this chamber. Democrats and Republicans were visibly upset. Some members had to come off the floor because they were very visibly emotional. Our own members of our caucus have family members who are trans and so shared their stories. And it was very difficult and it is painful. And but I think it was an opportunity where our caucus was able to coalesce and tell stories and have some of those truths put out there, which I think is important. It's terrible, it's awful, this is the hardest part of the process, when you think that you've kind of moved beyond an issue and then it does come back in the 11th hour. And they are really, they're detrimental for Floridians and people.
I understand what the language of the bill says, but what's really the purpose? Why did we have the transgender bill to begin with?
I found it to be completely unnecessary. It is, as you may suspect, and others will suspect, on the same side or the other side, it's red meat. It's something to talk about, on a campaign trail. I just don't know if it's a domestic campaign trail or in another state. And so it's unnecessary. And the reason why I say it's unnecessary to invoke that kind of pain on kids who are already, let's be honest, part of a class of kids that are already suffering from identity issues, perhaps not being able to tell their families about how they feel and how they identify. But we're talking about this taking place 11 times since 2015, the reports show. So I sort of characterized it yesterday as 11 people over 2015. This is what we're spending time on, but we've had tens of thousands that have died from COVID, millions that have suffered from either unemployment woes, housing security issues, food security issues. And this is what we're spending our time on. Was just bizarre. Nothing that we're doing here in this rapid end to session, Jim, has anything to do with improving people's lives. How does that improve anyone's life? It satisfies and checks off a box of some rhetoric someone wants to say, but that bill's not going to improve anyone's life.
It's hard when you're in the middle of this, in these final hours, literally hours of the session. But if you can, just try to take a step back and look over the past 58, 59 days. Who was served by what you're doing there in Tallahassee this year? What do you think what will we look back on and say this was what this year's session was about?
I think big interest, money. This was not about everyday Floridians. This was not about protecting children. I mean, you'd hear some people on the floor yesterday in that very instance talk about safety and women's safety in sports, right? Really, those kids are just trying to survive, just to get to tomorrow. And we should not be taking away any outlet for them. But you see that across the board. I mean, our partners across the hall wouldn't raise unemployment by $100. It came out of this chamber unanimously. You saw with some of the insurance issues. Time and time again, it's about larger interests and people, money over people.
Let me just sort of stay with Lauren for a second, because you sponsored one of the things that actually got passed with regard to expanding a small portion of Medicaid for pregnant women, so that their benefits, their health benefits, would go from 2 months to a year. And I know that you suddenly picked up Republican support. Do you have a theory as to why suddenly that small portion of Medicaid expansion ended up getting approval from Republicans and getting picked up when it hadn't in the past?
I would also point out that my bill never was heard. Never got not one committee hearing. It became a Republican issue, and I'm glad that the speaker took it on and that it's something that we're funding. I'm happy for that. I do think that it has something to do with life. That we're going to give them we're going to give them this gift of care for a year. It's only for a year. I'm glad that we're doing that, but let's, we should be doing so much more than what.
Well, is the idea almost in a sense that this was adopted by, this cause became not for you, but for some on the right, as being a way of promoting an anti-abortion agenda, whereby if we bribe a woman and say, if you keep your baby, you'll get a year of health insurance, you'll take what you can get. But do you think that was a driving motivator for the Republicans? I
think that's a good look at the equation.
And why didn't we do a much broader expanse of Medicaid, since the federal government is chiming so much money? And Lauren, I'm going to stick with you on this because I talked to Jason a little bit about this last week. Why can't we get Medicaid expansion for the 800,000 Floridians who are without health insurance today?
This I don't know. I feel sometimes like we bang our heads against the wall. It does not make any sense. And it's something that we should be doing. It's what's right. I mean, we've got unemployment through the roof. We've come through a terribly, terribly bad year, you know, with COVID, surviving in a pandemic and beyond. And I mean, we have a responsibility to do better. And again, even in the Senate, when we're talking about this postpartum care, this is a bill that never got a hearing, never made its way out of health policy.
Didn't follow the process.
It was never heard.
The voting bill that you're in the midst of right now, Jason, what are we expecting? I mean, I've talked to Senator Chevron Jones, and he refers to it as Georgia light. It's not as bad as Georgia, but that doesn't make it a good thing, in his opinion. Where do you think this is going to end up? Probably by the time this airs, we will have a resolved issue on the voting bill if it passes. But where do you think we're likely to end up on this?
So Senator Book actually had asked staff today for the caucus to prepare a side-by-side with other states. So we did a side-by-side with Georgia, Maryland, Virginia, New York, and New Jersey. And we found that the latest iteration, not crazy about it, we both voted against it today, but the latest iteration does not deviate too far from states that are even left and states that are even right, so to speak.
Lauren, my impression is that really what it's going to do is it's just going to make the lives of election supervisors harder. That they're going to have to hire people to man boxes as opposed to having video surveillance. They're going to have to be more in line to make sure they get the ballots out and go through a yearly process for it. Am I wrong in how I'm looking at it?
You're not wrong at all. More expensive, but I think again it underscores the big lie, the big myth. We had a very successful election. Again, to Senator Pizzo's point multiple times, we're wasting our time focusing on things that don't and aren't real issues for Floridians, focusing on a you know, terrible bad election where fraud was happening that never occurred. But again, everyday Floridians don't have $100 more for unemployment. You know, people are suffering, and we are spending time on things that we should otherwise be focusing on.
We'll be right back.